Well, here we are. We finally made it. No, it's not the final stage, though it was the final stage of Katamari Damacy. This is Make the Moon. Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Katamari Forever. I'm Dylan, I am your host, and at long last, we are making the moon. Finally doing the last of the Katamari Damacy stages here in Katamari Forever. And that means it's time for this gargantuan 16-minute triathlon of a stage, Make the Moon, which is such a memorable stage that it seems like the entire ending slope of this game is like one big Make the Moon. These just like colossal stages stacked one after the other. And of course, you have your occasional snowman stage to break it up. But you can really tell that this is the stage of all of those in Katamari Damacy that made the most impact on the series and really on the larger culture. I think that this encapsulates what everyone pictures when they think of Katamari Damacy. So we're here with the prince, all dressed up, playing a part today. He's got the ancestral mask, which we obtained last time. I mentioned that looked like an older version of the mask as worn by the prince. That's not entirely accurate. The prince in this game wears a mask that resembles the Queen of all Cosmos. However, it does resemble an older version of the mask he wore in Katamari Damacy, in which the final royal present to be obtained in that game was a mask of the King of all Cosmos himself. Here we have a mask of the, Grand King of all Cosmos, the ancestral mask, but in any case, we're making the moon. Let's do it. Let's roll up all the stuff we can. We have 16 minutes to go from 1 meter to 300 meters, which sounds like such a small amount. Like, by today's standards, 300 meters, that's a cakewalk. And, it kind of is. This is not the hardest stage in the game, though it's a little bit more challenging, I would say, than the last as large as possible stage. But you should not expect the same sort of challenge here that you did out of the previous two Katamari Damacy stages in this game, which felt as though they were lacking in the adequate number of objects in order to make them flow as smoothly as many of the other stages in this game do flow. Here, it seems a little bit better. Like, right now, I obviously haven't strayed too far from my starting position, but I'm not running out of stuff, though there will come a time, before too much longer, actually, in this stage. There is a pretty hard gap to clear now that I think about it. Once you're reaching the 12-meter mark, I think it is, that's a really tough hurdle. But in any case, for the time being, I'm finding no short of objects to roll up here in this particular town that we saw so much of in Katamari Damacy, but is this its only appearance in this game? I think it is. So enjoy it while you can. Should be familiar to many of you, but for the rest, this is what the world stages looked like in Katamari Damacy. Here's our first cousin, Kyun, but we're going to leave him there for now. He's a little bit bigger than he looks. He's counted by his entire height and not just his diminutive midsection. So we're going to have to roll around, find a few more objects. I happen to know that the park up here will provide us with some things. Yes, this is the clock park. I don't know. It doesn't actually have the clock here, does it? Okay, well, often this park... Oh, wait, where did that hour hand come from if there was no clock, though? Okay, well, that circular little area of the park typically is styled to look like a clock. It has stone hands and stone numbers across it, and I think we're large enough to get Kyun now. Kyun, did I just hit the tree? Am I too small, or am I hitting the tree? I think I'm still too small. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to get up to 3 meters in order to get that cousin. So I guess I'm heading back up here. Gonna get this tall guy. I can get that tall businessman, but I can't get Kyun. Kyun seems a lot smaller than the tall businessman. He's just like really not wanting to move from that place. It must be really comfortable under that tree. I bet that's it. This is Katamari Damacy, Robo King tells us. He's not ashamed to admit that this is a stage from the original game. Of course, so many of the stages in this game are retreads that I suppose that there's no point in hiding it at this stage. Alright, so there's Kyun. We got him. What was that dewdrop you just found? Yeah, I like Kyun. He's got a cute name, if nothing else. Even though he is limbless, which is something I would rather that was spread around a little bit better, what with Velvet's terrible legs. Anyway, so heading up to the schoolyard where we're already going to be getting our second cousin. I think there's one right here in the middle. You'll remember this is where Dip was in the original game. kind of have to make your way through this this army of students rolling spherical objects, not to mention this ridiculous drill device. Yeah, expect to get tossed around a bit here, but once you get to the middle, there's Bon Bon, the donut-shaped cousin. Scattered some of my other objects, just getting that. Let's pick up these desks. And then head in this direction, where, because we are larger than 3 meters, we can head up to the higher town, which you get through going through that hole in the fence there. Don't miss that. It's kind of hard to see if you don't know it's there. It might not necessarily be obvious how to advance to this area, though the Robo King is kind enough to show you once you reach 3 meters. It's just very possible that you'll be distracted at that point. So, up here, we're now past 3 meters, almost to 5, rolling around in the area made famous by the Ursa Minor stage. It was the cow stage, right? This was cows, right? Or was this bears? No, this was definitely cows, which is not Ursa Minor, obviously. It's Taurus. The Taurus stage took place here. But that's not the only stage that was here, and one of the stages here had a royal present, which, as you may remember, you had to roll up a smokestack to get, and there's a callback to that, though it's a lot less troublesome getting up there in this game, thanks to the Prince Hop, and also thanks to the fact that objects are kept in phase for longer in this game's engine than they were in Katamari Damacy. So in Katamari Damacy, there was a royal present on top of this particular smokestack. Actually, I think it was the back one, and you had to roll up this ladder to get it, and you had to do so when you were still pretty small, like roughly the size I am now. And if you were much larger than that, the royal present would completely disappear. In this game, you can actually get pretty big before that royal present disappears, and I'm actually not going to get it now since I'm apparently having trouble. But yeah, you had to roll it up. There were a lot of places in that game, because there was no Prince Hop, where you would have to use ladders and stairs and things, which was a really kind of tedious process, because you'd have to first get the correct angle and then just sort of hold at it. So I'm kind of glad to have that gone. The Prince Hop as a whole is a much better addition to this game than I would have expected it to be. It seems that adding such like a dramatic feature that we got by without for so long, you'd think it would mess with things more than it does, and it does make these stages a little bit easier, but it's really not a big deal, and it's quite nice to have once you're used to it. You can tell I abuse it quite a lot on some of these stages. I'm just thankful that it doesn't exhaust the way the quick roll does. If you only had a limited amount of Prince Hops per second or something, that would just be awful on some stages more than others, but the way I use it, it would be awful pretty much everywhere. Okay, so let's make another go at that smokestack royal present. So leap. You can see it up there. It's just barely there. It's a really tiny present at this point. But like I was staying still in phase, and there it is, the royal present. Crazy town! And so yeah, now we're in that drought area that I was talking about. Currently just over 8 meters. So like 8 meters in this stage is pretty easy to obtain, but making the gap from 8 meters to 12 meters is much more challenging. There just aren't as many objects as you would think for there to be in that range, and that's due largely to the lack of cars. Like, there are those cars there, which are all kind of stacked up, but compared to towns in like urban areas in later games, there are not as many cars as you would expect. So we're going to have to get whatever ones we can. And actually, because I got that stack on the beach, I'm poised in a pretty good position, but if I didn't know about those, or if I didn't think to go over there or whatever, I would be having a much harder time. But still, nonetheless, I've spent longer in this sort of 8 to 12 area than I would like to, generally speaking. So let's try to work our way up. And let's not bash into gates dropping things. It's awful. See that octopus over there? I've always loved on Make the Moon the octopus. He's the very first thing you see. When the stage loads, you're up on that hill right over here, and you're facing the octopus. You can actually see him better, I think, in the first game than you can in this game, because, oddly enough, the draw distance works in such a way that he's actually, kind of more obvious. And also, he's a different color in this game. I think he was more gray in the original, and he's more pink here. So maybe that's what I'm actually thinking of. But in any case, you start the stage looking at this octopus, and it's way off in the distance, and yet it's huge. Let's review. What is this again? Correct, this is Katamari Damacy. Alright, we reached 12 meters. Only 7 minutes on the clock. I'm a little bit worried about that. I expect to be doing a little bit better than that, so let's pick up the pace a bit. Ah, you see that Jumbo Man there? That Jumbo Man has our last collectible for this stage, the second Royal Present. They're like a really achievable number of collectibles on this stage. For as big as it is, they could have squeezed more than 2 cousins and 2 royal presents in here, but I'm really thankful that they didn't. Especially, I like how both of the cousins are super easy to find. Like Kyun and Bon Bon, they're both in plain sight, and both like in areas that you kind of have to go to. I guess you don't have to go to where Kyun is, but like, what am I doing? I'm not picking up any objects. Come on, keep going. Yeah, they're both in like places that you're pretty much guaranteed to go to. And they're both early in the stage, and like they're really easy to find. Like, you're gonna get those cousins if you play this stage. The royal presents are a little bit better hidden, but like the smokestack one, you'll know to look for if you played the original game. And the Jumbo Man one is the kind of one where like, once you see it, you're like, oh, that's so cool, I want to get that. And so like, they're not terribly hard to find, but they're kind of hidden. Like, it's a really good balance. And here, I'm demonstrating how completely broken the broken heart is. So that lasting broken heart on this stage is something utterly ridiculous. It just completely shortcuts a huge section right out of this stage, which is kind of unfortunate because like, it's sort of cutting that segment out of the experience. But worry not, there is Katamari Classic mode in this game, so if you want to experience this stage exactly as intended, you might want to do that, and not speed it along unnecessarily with that broken heart. But I'm kind of glad it is here, because it is really fun making like massive rolls around this stage and just increasing your size by such an amount so quickly. You don't get to do that on Make the Moon in Katamari Damacy, so it kind of feels good to be like cheating and defeating the stage in such a way. But if you feel dirty about it, yeah, always get the Katamari Classic, and of course the original game is still there. Even if you own this game, you really ought to also own Katamari Damacy. This is not a replacement. It's a very good game. It does not stand on its own entirely, though. It's a different kind of thing, really. I guess I'll probably try to get into that more before the end of this series, but I have some thoughts on like this game versus the original, and like obviously there were other games in between, and obviously this game draws from those significantly, but they're the two that I know the best, so that it's easiest for me to compare them. Anyway, I'll get to that later. For now, let's just make some moon. The Robo King's explanation for why we're making the moon, or like why the moon, he doesn't explain exactly why the moon is missing, but well, I mean, obviously, like, the same reason all the stars are missing, but he says that they need to get the moon back because all of his metaphors rely on the moon. I think that's kind of clever. So we're going to get the Robo King's metaphors back, and we have 4 minutes left to do it. I need to once again pick up the pace because I expect more time than that. Oh no, and it's counting down to 3 minutes, okay, which means that we have just under 4 minutes, actually, in which to complete this thing. And, like, obviously I'm halfway to the goal, but I would really like to have 2 full minutes remaining so that I can get the shooting star, because that would mean that I completed this stage 100% on my first run of it, which would mean that I wouldn't have to do it over again, because I do not want another, wait. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. I picked up the royal present from the Jumbo Man. For some reason, I was thinking I already had it, so it's good that I happened to accidentally run into the Jumbo Man, because I did not, in fact, have it. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about getting everything on the stage? Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, oh, no, I was saying I don't want this to be another, like, 35-minute episode, because, that's what the last as large as possible stage ended up being, because I had to play it twice. But also, that's like roughly what the original Make a Moon stage of my Katamari Damacy Let's Play ended up being. But that's because that also included the credits, so not really a fair comparison. I don't expect to reach that time. Anyway, I do expect to get the shooting star, so let's hurry up and with this last minute that I have left to do so, I believe, get 70 more meters worth of objects. And it's a lot harder to find objects when you're this size than it is in the other large stages in this game. I need to find things, and I can't move fast enough, and there's like nothing between the islands, and I need to get somewhere where there's stuff. And, okay, I got my quick roll back just in time. Actually, probably not with enough time left. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Just gotta get a few more things. Yes, okay, good. I hit 300 meters, and I think that's within the time to get the comet. But, unfortunately, there's not much left to do now. That's kind of the real tragedy of this stage, is that you can run out of stuff to do on it. And, I used this time, the last time I played this stage on camera, to sort of say goodbye and thank everyone, but this is not the end of this series. We have a few more stages left, so I don't really want to get into that. I do want to get this rainbow. Man, this rainbow is stubborn. Let's see. Let's try to get the rainbow. Actually, I wonder, is 120 points still possible? Probably not, right? Like, I think I needed to finish this stage a little bit faster to have enough time. So, to get 120 points on this stage, it's actually not that difficult. It's probably one of the easier stages to get 120 points on. You pretty much just have to sweep up this entire area, though. Like, get all of the large objects, which isn't that difficult. Because, like, look, I still have over a minute on the clock, and most of the big objects are taken care of. I wish I had my quick roll, though. I need to better manage those, I know, but it's not a skill I've ever developed. So yeah, swooping around here, grabbing some of these very, very large mushrooms. Then I'm gonna get that tornado thing there. What did I just bounce off of? Is the ocean just deeper there? All right, I want to get this tornado, and I want to get the rainbow. Where's the rainbow? There it is. Come on, get in. Royal Rainbow! Actually, just a super huge rainbow, not the Royal Rainbow, but whatever. And let's see, sweeping around here, grabbing some more of these big mushrooms. Gonna get some of these land masses. 30 seconds left on the clock. I see the Tokyo Tower. I see some more land masses. Let's get those. Yeah, I've seen lots of objects with rainbow names. That's what I like to see. A lot of one-of-a-kind objects around here. So yeah, 13 seconds. Just picking up whatever large objects I see. Getting some clouds. Oh! Is that the octopus? Is that the octopus? No, I don't think it actually is. The octopus was, like I said, a little bit more pink. That one is a little bit more gray. But, in any case, we got an octopus. We got 807 meters. Robo Rainbow! How did I do? I want to know. I don't think that was 120. I know what 120 looks like, and that was not 120. You could still see little islands scattered around the ocean, and you can really clean up this stage if you have enough time left over at the end, and that's what a 120 looks like. Maybe 100, though. 807 meters, 46 centimeters, took me 13 minutes and 47 seconds. Yeah, pretty sure that's going to be a shooting star. Mostly plants, also industry and nature. 1,809 objects in all. Also a lot of natural things. The moon is going to scare people. People are scared of natural things. 100 points, like I thought. Pretty happy with that. Could have done better, but whatevs. 100 points is a perfect score in a manner of speaking. There is our first present. Isn't it adorable? Also, there is this royal present also. Doesn't it look financial? And we should have a couple of royal cousins to back those royal presents up. There's Bon Bon, the marching donut. Welcome aboard, Bon Bon. See you at the village square. And Kyun, isn't he adorable? Gotta love the teardrop cousin, Kyun. Now, let's make the moon. The compost moon. Filling the cosmos with compost. What is the deal with all the compost in the cosmos? 100 points, 807 meters. Very, very happy with that. Yes, Robo King indicates that we're nearing the end, and indeed we are. But we're not quite there yet. So, stick with it. I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I had turned off the game and gone to bed before I realized that I didn't get the shooting star last time. So here I am, back on Make the Moon with my new royal presents, the newsreel and the bunny ears, and this time I'm going to do it right, so let's roll. Well, I certainly hope that looks okay sped up, because that was not my best performance. It's kind of embarrassing how much I struggled trying to get up to 12 meters that time, but I managed to get up to 889 meters total, and I'm pretty sure I did it with plenty of time left. I think I did about 2 minutes faster than I did last time. There's the 120 points, as I thought I would get. As you can see there at the end, I managed to clean up a lot better than I did last time around. I managed to unlock Eternal Mode somewhere along the way, and come on, show me the comet, Robo King. Show me the comet. Yes, there it is. Okay, mushroom, I'll take it. Shooting moon? Okay, so yeah, for real this time. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.